There are different ways to clean clams, some people use oil, and some use salt. In fact, these methods don't really work. Today, I'm going to show you 3 effective ways to make clams release sand quickly. The first method is to use white wine. Start by placing the clams in a basin. Then we add 1 or 2 cups of white wine. Then add a little water to cover the clams. Stir thoroughly to dissolve the wine, and keep stirring briefly to let the clams scrape against one another. Alcohol serves multiple purposes. It helps eliminate the fishy odor, boosts the flavor of the clams, and its pungent smell causes the clams to become disoriented. And clams spit out all the sand. Now soak for 10 minutes. The second method, place the clams in a pot and add a small amount of flour. Next add 40 degrees warm water. After adding water to cover the clams, stir well and use your hands to dissolve the flour. Once the flour is dissolved in the water, anything clinging to the clams will be removed with ease. Now soak for 10 minutes. Let's wait and see the effect later. Third method. Pour in warm water, around 40 to 50 degrees, until the clams are submerged, then add a small amount of sesame. Then use your hands to mix well for a while. To create friction. The reason for adding sesame oil is that it helps speed up sand release and encourages the clams to open their shells. During the sand releasing process, gently stirring the clams by hand every few minutes can make them release sand faster. Now soak for 10 minutes now. Let's take this waiting time to cut some ingredients. After that, I'll teach you how to make a delicious clam dish, ideal for eating with rice or pairing with beer. First, get 1 onion, cut it in half, then chop it into small pieces. Prepare a piece of ginger by cutting it into thin slices, then thin strips, and then finely chopping it. Then prepare a few cloves of garlic. Slice it thinly and mince it. If you like spicy food, you can prepare a few more chili peppers. Cut them into round pieces. Put the sliced chili in a bowl with ginger and garlic. Finally prepare some fresh onions and cut into pieces. Now it's time to see the results. This clam was soaked in white wine, and you can clearly see the different impurities inside. Using this method gives the clams a subtle wine scent and a stronger overall aroma. Now let's pour out the flour water and see. A lot of dirt and sand have settled at the bottom due to the flour, showing that this method is very practical and helps clams release sand quickly. Now, let's put this aside and check the outcome of the sesame oil soaking method. You can also see residue at the bottom of the bowl, which shows this method is very practical and that the sand release results are clear. Rinse the clams several times under running water to clean them. At this stage, there's no need to add anything, just stir well and rinse with clean water. By using the 3 methods above, you can avoid soaking clams in salt water for 4 to 5 hours. Now the clams are ready for cooking. Heat the pan, add oil, keep it over medium heat, then add ginger, garlic, and chili. Stir fry until fragrant. Now add clams, stir quickly and evenly. Then pour half a bottle of beer into the pot. Not too much. Cover and simmer for 1 minute to open the clams. If you enjoy eating clams and have some time, you can try this at home. The stir-fried clams are delicious. Now add the onions and stir well. Next we add half a bowl of starch water. And continue to stir fry. This allows the sauce to fully soak into the clams, making them more delicious and flavorful. Finally, add the green onions and stir well. The spicy stir-fried clams are ready. Put it on a plate and enjoy. Spicy stir-fried clams, made with this method, are fresh and delicious. No fishy smell, guaranteed to be completely sand-free. That's all for today's video. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. If you found it interesting, please give it a like, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your support. See you in the next video. Stop storing cucumbers like this. I will show you how to properly preserve cucumbers. There is some information you need to know. Cucumbers still release moisture and ethylene after harvest, which makes them wilt quickly if not stored properly. You will see a layer of water accumulating on the outside of the cucumber's skin. It affects the preservation process. Prepare a clean, airtight container. Then, line the bottom of the box with paper towels. Remember to cover the bottom of the box completely. Then place each fruit inside the box. Remember to dry the cucumbers before placing them in the container. Depending on the quantity, choose the appropriate box size. Then place a stainless steel spoon in it. A stainless steel spoon helps stabilize the storage environment. Finally, place a layer of paper on top and close the lid tightly. Together, these create a stable storage environment, keeping cucumbers crisp and green longer. This is how you usually store lemons, right? But with this method of preservation, the lemons will wilt quickly because they lose too much moisture. I'll show you how to store lemons better to keep them fresh longer and minimize moisture loss. You will be able to notice the difference in color between the two sides. The lemons turned yellow due to improper storage. I will show you the correct way. First, prepare the plastic wrap. Pull out enough plastic wrap to cover the item. Now, place the 2 lemons on separate sides. Roll the 2 lemons so that they stick tightly to the plastic wrap. Remember to wrap it tightly so that no air can get in. Cut it in half to make 2 separate pieces. Place the wrapped lemons in an airtight container. Do the same with the remaining lemons. Remember to seal it tightly to prevent air from getting in. Plastic wrap creates a barrier that slows dehydration. Less moisture loss means the peel stays firm and fresh longer. Now, place all the wrapped lemons back into the box. Preventing exposure to air will prevent the lemon peel from oxidizing, limiting brown spots and mold growth. As a result, lemons stay more fragrant and flavorful over time. I'll show you an easy way to cut corn off the cob. You usually cut it like this, right? If so, cutting it will cause pain in your hands. Try this method, it will make things easier for you. Instead of cutting like that, flip the knife over, with the blade facing upwards. Now, gently tap the corn cob against the knife blade. That's much gentler, isn't it? Your hands will hurt much less. Follow this channel to learn more useful tips for your kitchen. Remember to share this with everyone and stay tuned for the latest videos.